So in this case, I mean, you're holding banks responsible for leading less sophisticated municipal officials, down the wrong path.
Yeah, I would hold banks responsible for that.
That was the abuse of derivatives, right?
There were abuses. In every market, there are abuses. There were abuses in the derivative markets. Because of the opaqueness of derivatives, it was probably easier to abuse in some cases.
And what does that say about the profession?
Well, it obviously doesn't cover the profession in glory. When you go through a period like we all did, where really large amounts of money were available to individuals, we're talking bonuses, the incentive to cheat is very high. It's very high.
최근의 조사에 따르면 유럽 전역에 1,000개가 넘는 지자체와 기관들이 메릴 린치, UBS, 도이치방크 같은 은행들과 비슷한 거래를 맺었다. 잠재적 손실은 수십억 달러로 추정되고 수많은 소송이 제기됐다. 유럽뿐만이 아니었다. 은행들은 미국 엘라베마주, 제퍼슨 카운티의 버밍햄 같은 지역들과도 거래를 맺었다.
They came down here like sharks to raw meat in the water and took full advantage of the opportunity that was here to make a lot of money.
제퍼슨 카운티는 1996년 최신식 하수 시설을 설치하는데 20억 달러를 낭비했다. 남은 건 쓸모없는 하수관과 매월 나오는 엄청난 금액의 청구서뿐이다.
If my bill is $30, I now have to pay $90. Most of the people in this neighborhood are on fixed income. So even if you're paying $70 a month for water and sewage, in essence that's $700 a year. That's pretty much some of their checks for the month.
2002년 제퍼슨 카운티가 30억 달러짜리 공채를 발행해 하수 시설 때문에 진 빚을 차환하려 하자 월가의 은행원들이 찾아왔다.
The Jefferson County sewer financing and $3 billion worth of borrowing over a 2 or 3 year period would be a huge financing at that time in the marketplace. It would be a huge financing today in the marketplace. Those numbers gets Wall Street's attention.
찰스 르크로이라는 은행원도 연락해왔다.
He was the leading producer at J.P. Morgan, and supposedly, street talk is, he was the largest profit center that J.P. Morgan had for several years running. So he was hustling this product not just in Jefferson County, but all over the country.
르크로이가 제퍼슨 카운티에 내놓았던 상품 중 하나는 카시노에서 계약했던 것과 비슷한 금리 스와프였다.
He says, have I got a deal for you? We've got this new product. It's called a swap. And we know how to work this swap program to help write off where you don't have to raise rates on your citizens.
He said with the refinancing, it would hold the sewer rate increases to single digits, and it would also, over the long run, save the county $400 million.
2002년 말 지역 방송기자 출신의 레리 랭푸드라는 정치인이 제퍼슨 카운티의 재정 관리를 맡았다.
I think the bankers in New York with Larry Langford sitting across from them had to stifle the laugh, because you had a guy here who had no idea about swaps, had no idea about auction rate securities, had no idea about the financial market.
랭포드는 버밍햄의 재정 고문이자 친구인 빌 블런트에게 상의하기로 했다.
One looks at it, says, it's a pretty good deal, Larry. We can just swap this debt. You won't have to raise rates. Everything looks great. Here we go.
Okay. All right, guys, here we go.
They didn't just do it once. They did it several times. They were swapping low to high or variable to fixed, and they were swapping fixed back to variable. Where's the market going? If it goes up, we do this. If it goes down, we do this. Very sophisticated transactions. I mean, it was just basically commodity trading because they were just literally betting against the market.
Today, Wall Street had one of its worst days on record. Dow Jones.
하지만 카운티가 검토하지 않은 부분은 시장의 큰 변화였다. 2008년 상황이 크게 악화됐다.
This was the day we were afraid to wake up to. The
Financial institutions are in trouble. Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy. The worst financial crisis in modern times, and perhaps the end of an era in American business.
In 2008, when the music stopped in the fall, they pull out the chairs. They're several chairs short.
제퍼슨 카운티는 갑자기 JP 모건을 포함한 채권자들에게 수십억 달러의 수수료와 위약금을 빚졌다.
We knew we could not pay the warrants. We knew we could not sustain the debt that we had amassed when the derivatives and the variable rates shot up. And so we just put off the fact that we were in bankruptcy, just like an alcoholic who never admits that they're alcoholic.
그런데 르크로이가 랭포드의 친구인 빌 블런트에게 돈을 준 것이 밝혀졌다.
If you didn't pay Blunt, you weren't in the deal. If you look at the timing of the transactions between Langford and Blunt, you'll see that they correspond closely with the timing of the Jefferson County financial transactions.
연방 검사들에 따르면 그 돈은 뇌물이었다. JP 모건에서 블런트에게 300만 달러를 줬고 블런트는 다시 랭포드에게 돈과 선물을 전달했다.
I can't say that JP Morgan paid bribes. Certainly didn't pay any bribes to Larry. Now, what JP Morgan did is they paid some benefits to Bill Blunt. Is it bribery? Is it undue influence? Is it good or is it not good? It depends on the situation. But certainly, it's at least got the potential for corruption.
2010년 랭포드는 뇌물수수와 사기죄로 감옥에 갔다. 그는 15년형을 선고받고 복역 중이며 당국에 협력한 빌 블런트는 4년 6개월형을 받고 복역 중이다. JP 모건은 증권거래위원회와 2,500만 달러에 합의했고 총 6억 9,700만 달러의 수수료를 탕감해 주라는 명령을 받았다. 찰스 르클로이는 필라델피아에서의 비슷한 거래 후에 3개월형을 선고받았다.
Jefferson County, Alabama was going to teach America how to use swaps and derivatives. Now it's running out of money and officials don't know if it can
2011년 11월 수년간의 부패와 부실 운영 끝에 제퍼슨 카운티는 미국 역사상 최대의 자치단체 파산을 신고했다. 미국 전역에서 100군데가 넘는 학구와 병원, 많은 주정부와 자치단체가 금리 스와프 계약을 했고 금융 붕괴로 역풍을 맞았다. 지난 5년 동안 은행들은 이 상품들로 약 200억 달러를 벌었다. 월가에서 파생 상품 사업은 솔루션 사업으로 불리곤 한다. 트레이더들은 끊임없이 큰 문제들을 찾아다닌다.
For a derivative person, trader or marketer, for a derivative business, naturally you tend to focus your attention to big problems. Usually big problems become big source of opportunities and business.
유럽에도 커다란 문제들과 기회가 있었다. 1990년대부터 유럽 국가들은 유로화 지역에 들어가기 위해 애썼다.
It became very clear that the question of who was going to be let into the club or not was going to rely very heavily on statistics. It's a bit like your SAT scores for university. The question of how those are calculated is absolutely key. And what happened, as so often in finance, was that bankers spotted a seemingly dull, geeky area that was incredibly important, that almost no one understood, and the politicians certainly weren't looking at, and thought, aha, here is a chance for arbitrage.
Regulatory arbitrage. This is a kind of esoteric term, but basically what it means is figuring out a way to get around the law. And Wall Street has become very good at regulatory arbitrage. They're very good at figuring out a complicated financial structure that achieves some objective that you couldn't achieve otherwise in a legal way.
Your job was to find a solution, a legal solution to selling these derivative products. And the more of this, if you want to say regulatory accounting arbitrage that happened, the more you got promoted and the more you were paid.
So violating the spirit of,
Absolutely,
of regulations.
Yes,
That was very much the game.
Absolutely.
파생 상품을 이용해 장부를 꾸민 것이 처음 알려진 나라는 이탈리아였다. 로마의 관료들은 필사적이었다.
In Italy, the fear was that if we are not going to get hooked to Europe, we are going to get hooked to North Africa. And so there was no much of a chance. There was not much of a choice about what to do about this. We had to be in Europe, period.
이들은 JP 모건의 도움을 청했고 은행은 이탈리아의 파생 상품 책임자인 베르트랑 데 파이에를 보냈다.
You went to Rome. You helped them enter a derivative contract. Did it effectively lower their deficit?
This transaction, did it lower the deficit? This transaction probably this transaction lowered the deficit, absolutely. But it's probably inappropriate for me to discuss, too specific details because I think I have duty towards clients, I have duty towards my employer.
구체적인 사항이 모두 알려지진 않았지만 이탈리아와 JP 모건은 보편적인 파생 상품인 통화 스와프 계약을 맺었다. 단지 이 경우엔 좀 더 복잡한 스와프로 그 안에 융자가 포함돼 있었다.
This was done with JP Morgan in Italy as a derivative rather than as a traditional loan. It was not put on the financial statements. It potentially deceives the other countries in the Eurozone into thinking that they are cleaning up their books more than they really are.
1999년 이탈리아는 유로존에 가입했다.
That the euro is the beginning of a strong European Union. We shall be the best in the world. The best in the world.
이탈리아는 파생 상품 거래가 유로존 가입에 큰 영향을 미치지 않았다지만 이들이 얼마나 많은 계약을 했는지는 알 수 없다.
Derivatives are opaque. They're not publicly listed. No one knows who has what. Even the central bankers don't know who holds what in many cases. And so we don't know how many more of these trades JP Morgan did with the government of Italy.
JP 모건은 계약에 대해 말하지 않으려 하지만 데파이에는 은행이 규제 기관들이나 유럽 국가들을 속이는 일은 하지 않았다고 말한다.
Did the deal with Italy change the perception of the nation?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And furthermore, every transaction that we were involved in Europe, were not hidden to the other European partners.
데파이에는 그가 JP 모건에서 맺은 계약이 모두 정당했다고 하면서도 다른 은행들에 대해선 말을 아꼈다. 하지만 2003년 리스크지에 골드만삭스와 그리스의 비밀 거래를 폭로하는 닉 던바의 기사가 실렸다. 이 기사는 골드만삭스가 그리스의 목표 달성을 돕기 위해 여러 대형 스와프를 팔았음을 밝혔다.
What was the reaction when your story came out?
What happened was complete silence. I think I did one radio appearance and the story was just buried. Nothing happened at all.
놀라운 침묵이었다. 이것은 국가를 상대로 한 사상 최대의 파생 상품 거래였고 이 거래를 통해 그리스의 부채가 약 2% 줄었다. 알려진 거래가 그 정도다.
It was a secret off-balance sheet loan, legal within the rules at the time, as Goldman would say, but it was an off-balance sheet loan. It's a very expensive form of borrowing for Greece. By going through Goldman, Greece ended up paying something like 16% a year. It's a bit like a subprime mortgage or something like that. It's a crazy borrowing rate for someone that's desperate to borrow money.
And how much did Goldman make in the deal?
I think you can safely say that Goldman earned hundreds of millions on that deal.
당시 대질에는 JP 모건에서 일하고 있었다.
When Nick Dunbar's story came out in 2003, what was the reaction inside the bank?
The reaction wasn't scandal. My goodness, I can't believe Goldman Sachs has pushed it this far and clearly has broken the spirit of the law. The reaction was, you better go down to Athens and find out if there's any more to do. How did you miss this? So most banks were trying to see if they could replicate it.
I can tell you it's absolutely false.